more important matters. The ladder. All right, so I'm going to play Shifty Baboon first since he's on this account. Shifty Baboon, are you in the stream? Just so I know that this isn't a random person who has challenged me who doesn't want to join the ladder. And the way it's going to work is I'm going to track the ladder. I'm going to open a document right now. I think we'll try and decide what's the best way to do this. Probably an Excel spreadsheet. Let's see. Yeah, so open Excel. All right, cool. Shifty Baboon is here for a ladder game. I will accept your ladder challenge, and we'll play on, and then we'll see how many points you end up earning. If you get the full 3. All right, so the other rule is going to be, and I tentatively call this the Jake Almighty rule, that you have to, first of all, have a couple games in between the time you play me and the next person who plays. And then also you can only have a cap. I'm probably going to cap it at 3 official league games per stream. Like when no one else is around, Jake and I have played like 10 games on a stream. And it wouldn't be really fair if Jake could have like 78 points day 1 or something. So probably cap it at 3. All right, so this is really, really hard. This is nearly worst case scenario for this deck. If I don't level Windcaller Shamans turn 1, they are dead cards and pointless and completely mess up the deck. If I don't level Doomwing level 1 and I only have 1, he's pointless and messes up the deck. I get to level 1 cards. I have 4 must levels. I only have 8 must levels in the whole deck. I've seen half of them right here, right now. That's an absolute worst case scenario. I cannot envision a worse first hand than that. So we'll try to make the best of a bad situation, but we are way behind right now. You cannot have half of your must level cards not get leveled. That's a bad idea. All right, what's the ladder? It's a good question, Blackstar. It's a new program that I've implemented in which you play me on the stream, and then I track the results, essentially. If you win, you get 3 ladder points. You move up the ladder 3 notches. Not 3 notches, you get 3 points to go towards how you get 3 rungs on the ladder. If you lose, you get no rungs unless the stream votes that you get rungs. So they can vote that you had a cool deck. They can vote that you gave me a really good game. Maybe you got me really low. Like let's say you got me to 1 and had a cool deck. They would almost certainly vote you 2 points because why wouldn't they? So that's the way it's going to work. So here's another must level card in the Grimgaunt Predator. This is kind of tough because Cull is only in here for Shapers. Master of Elements, Tempe's, shouts, hey, this might be a Shaper deck. But if it's not a Shaper deck, I would much rather level probably the Uronte Bolt. Either way, I'm going to take out the Hound, but I am going to level the Cull just because if it is a Shaper deck and I don't level that Cull, then why the heck is that Cull in my deck? And I'm going to be not too happy. So this works out really well. He's down to 2 health. I drew an Epidemic, so I get to eat him with one of the 2 Predators. It'll be my choice. All right, so the ladder is in session. If there are any questions about the ladder, feel free to ask. Also, like I said, there's an anonymous benefactor that I will talk to him when we go to do the giveaway and make him non-anonymous if he wants to be, which I'm assuming he will. But this benefactor is giving away a premium pack to me to give away on the stream as long as we can get over 100 people, which I think we can do. All right, so this is kind of tricky. I could go Shock, Epidemic, wipe his board, have a 9/6 Predator. It's not bad. But I think instead I'll drop the other Predator here. Shock him, I guess. And then Epidemic. And come away with that situation. Now the question here is, what do I do with the Predator? I'm going to move him to the middle. Not because I'm moving him away from that Predator. I mean, he can just move over if he wants. I mean, he needs a removal card to make the trade his direction or some reduction, which he very well may have. But the point is that he's in the middle now. He's closer to either side, and he can always come back to eat that predator. If he stays there, and I get any number of cards, Epidemic, a couple Static Shocks, Bolt, and then I also have the option now to Fervent Assault over and eat him. Not sure you agree with the Cull play. That's true, except Bolt is way more versatile, but Bolt is still awesome. Like, essentially what I'm doing is I'm making Cull viable, whereas if I don't level Cull, it's a dead card, and Bolt is still good. You're definitely right, though, in that it does take it out. How come this guy's lowered? He played Hungering Strike and a Spark. Interesting. Okay. Here was a choice. I think I'm actually going to Fervent Assault here. I'd like to level the Master of Elements, but I don't. He's not a must level by any means in this deck. He's just a good card if I'm not getting my other threats. And Magma Hound is always handy if I'm going to be leveling predators. It makes it a little bit easier to eat guys. So, and it feels like this predator now, by moving him over, he grows to a 9 rear. So it's going to be hard to take him out unless he pulls a Dreadbolt. So Fervent Assault isn't wasted on him. I think it'll stick around a little bit longer. And so I didn't see what he did, but the result looks like an Epidemic, so we're going to assume it was. Yeah, so that's not so bad. Definitely thought about shocking my Hound. I still might. I might shock my Hound and then just move the Predator over, eat him, continue to give him a huge rear. So a quite possible play I'm going to do is shock, Bolt, Predator 2. The question is whether I want to leave that Wind Caller that far behind. I think I do. This feels like the pro play. Actually, I'll just get to discard the Bolt. So you won't even see that I've leveled it. That feels like the right play. And then I'm going to put him here in 4 instead of 3 because now we're covering every lane. And there's a really good chance that he will draw a card big enough to remove that Predator because, I mean, a Predator 2 alone will take him out, and he's got those in his deck. So there's a good chance he doesn't live, but if he does, I've got all the lanes covered. So Fervent Assault in this deck is interesting. I actually like it quite a bit. In a lot of decks, I only use it as kind of a desperation card or something to get a little damage. But in this deck, since I'm moving guys all over with Wind Callers, generally it's better. I don't have them as much in this matchup, so it's not quite as good, but it's still useful. I'm slightly considering not killing that Magma Hound and taking 8 to the face just to grow the Predator, but only slightly. I think that's a poor decision. Since I can play a reasonable body and take him out, I think it would be foolish to leave him around on the off chance that I get to eat him. Oh, cool. I'm playing your buddy, Cowgirl. Alright, what are you going to do to me? Epidemic 2 for the trade? Nope. Even better. Hungering Strike. I knew something bad was happening there. That worked out quite well for him. So I don't have a way to do too much here. Wow, that's a really big Predator. I was considering just kind of ignoring him, sticking something in front of him, but that actually doesn't do anything. I really don't want to have to play 2 spells here. So I think probably what I'm going to do is bolt him and play a predator just to level that predator. Play him way over here. No. I actually don't mind if he comes over and trades out. So I'll give him that opportunity if he really wants. Although, maybe I should know because he could spark him or something just to grow the predator. But I was kind of working under the assumption I'd be able to remove him anyway, which I might not. But I will be able to do something cute like Static Shock, Fervent Assault on the Magma Hound, use the Wind Caller to drop somebody around, so we'll see. Bolt plus Succubus. I definitely didn't like Bolt plus Succubus. Succubus has a very limited role in this deck, and Predator is the primary agent in this deck. I'm generally moving guys all around, trying to do stuff like that. Yeah, so he did end up eating my guy. I don't remember how he did it. He bolted him. Alright. So, probably just going to take easy way out here. Go Wind Caller 2, Shock, Cull, the Shaper. Still have a creature on the board. Have a pretty substantial life advantage. I'm leveling the cards I want in the Wind Caller Shaman. It's kind of tempting to just move the Magma Hound over and play Fervent Assault instead. Maybe on the Wind Caller give him a little more flexibility next turn, but I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna take the damage that I can get right now, and let the Wind Caller die and just have the one guy on the board. I think that's reasonable. Actually, do I want to move him? No. I want him over in the corner. Alright. So this feels like a reasonable move. If the Predator is out of commission, you don't give it any chance to grow. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think it still would have been a better play to play the Predator, just not necessarily in front of his Predator. Just to level my Predator. I would much rather have a level 2 Predator than a level 2 Succubus that is clearly going to player level 3. But you may be right in just not putting him in front of him. That's really what I was thinking about, is where do I put the Predator. And clearly there, he had the removal, and it's reasonable to think that he would have the removal. Alright, so this is basically best case scenario. He drew garbage. I drew really well. He's now in huge trouble. Like, pretty much he's lost here unless he finds something quite amazing really fast. Like, if he drops the level 2 Urante Bolt immediately on my Predator and then does something else to the Magma Hound and I draw badly, then he has a chance. And I didn't draw well, so if he finds the removal, he's got a shot at it. Yeah, I think you were right, Ming. I probably should not have played him in front of him. The reason I did is I figured it puts that pressure on him. There you go. Like I said, if he if he finds the perfect cards, he might have a chance. And then, lo and behold, he did. Luckily, in a bad hand, a Urante Bolt can rescue a bad hand. So I still get a Predator that I'm going to put out of reach of his Predator. Just Urante Bolt him. Do enough damage to where now he's really in a danger zone that he has to not only handle him, he has to keep drawing well. I mean, I drew really well. He drew really well. Now he has more pressure to draw well because he's so far behind, whereas I'm kind of in this zone where I can be like, okay, as long as I don't draw terribly, I'm pretty much okay. Yeah, the danger zone. I don't know if anyone noticed, there's a new Archer advertisement for the new season that reenacts the entire Top Gun movie. So it's quite good for any Archer fans out there. And if you're not an Archer fan, you can unfollow and leave right now. No, just kidding, but Archer is amazing. Alright, so I'm much better off just punching him in the face and saying, hey man, you better find an answer, than trying to trade there, because I have such a big advantage. At this point, I'm just pushing through for the win. Yeah, and having him have to resort to epidemics is really good. He's not putting threats on the board, he's just desperately trying to handle my threats. And if I had a way to remove something, I have a lot of flexibility with that Windcaller Shaman. But it doesn't look like I'm going to unless he plays something with 7 strength or 6 health. So right now, I'm thinking it's going to be something like Windcaller, Shock to the Face, Spark to the Face. Oh, nope, never mind. It's definitely going to be Shock on the Rift Lasher. Trying to think if there's anything cute I can do. I don't see anything cute. I think I just go straight raw power and just drop things that win the game. I'm not going to move these guys around, I don't think. I think they're fine where they are. They can cover every lane in their current spots. So. And plus that's game anyways. So. Alright, so that's all. Shifty Baboon has lost, so he does not get his 3 spots on the ladder. Stream, would you like to vote him any spots on the ladder? What do we think? No for hero, okay. Anyone want to award him any points? Alright, I'm going to go with what the majority is. So far the majority is 1. If anyone wants to give an impassioned argument for whatever their vote is, feel free to do so. I'm always open to listen to logic. But so far I'm going to chalk down 1. So good job, Shifty Baboon. You are in first place on the Tiny Grimes ladder.